समावेत गौर Hare Krishna. So I welcome you all to a special Sunday feast on this very bad weather. We all assembled. That is a great mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So we'll begin with Mangalacharan prayers. So let us chant together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam Namaskritya. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Yasam. Tato Jayam Udiraye. Nashta Prayeshva Bhadreshu. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke. Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, so text number 12. So this chapter is entitled Divinity and Divine Service. Tat, please repeat. Tat Shraddadana Munayo Jnana Vairagya Yuktaya Pashyanti Atmani Chatmanam Bhaktya Shruta Grihitaya Tachraddadana Munayo Jnana Vairagya Yuktaya Pashyantyatmani Chatmanam Bhaktya Shruta Grihitaya Tachraddadana Munayo Jnana Vairagya Yuktaya पश्यन्त्यात्मनि चात्मानं भक्त्या श्रुतगृहीतया तच्छ्रद्ददाना मुनयो ज्ञानवैराग्ययुक्तया पश्यन्त्यात्मनि चात्मानं भक्त्या श्रुतगृहीतया. I request to Prabhuji and to Matajis to recite. तच्छ्रद्ददाना मुनयो ज्ञानवैराग्ययुक्तया पश्यन्ति आत्मनि चात्मानं भक्त्या श्रुतगृहीतया तच्छ्रद्ददाना मुनयो ज्ञानवैराग्ययुक्तया पश्यन्ति आत्मनि चात्मानं भक्त्या श्रुतगृहीतया. माताजी. तच्छ्रद्ददाना मुनयो ज्ञानवैराग्ययुक्तया पश्यन्ति आत्मनि चात्मानं भक्त्या श्रुतगृहीतया. माताजी. तच्छ्रद्ददाना मुनयो ज्ञानवैराग्ययुक्तया पश्यन्ति आत्मनि चात्मानं भक्त्या श्रुतगृहीतया. Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. So this is very very important sloka. So let us understand word to word meaning. Tat, that. Shraddadana, seriously inquisitive. Munayaha, sages. Jnana, knowledge. Vairagya, detachment. Yuktaya, well equipped with. Pashyanti, see. Atmani, within himself. Cha, and. Atmanam, the Paramatma. Bhaktya, in devotional service. Shruta, the Vedas. Grihitaya, well received. Translation: the seriously inquisitive student or sage, well equipped with knowledge and detachment, realizes that absolute truth by rendering devotional service in terms of what he has heard from the Vedanta Shruti. Purport: the absolute truth is realized in full by the process of devotional service to the Lord, Vasudeva, or the personality of Godhead, who is the full-fledged absolute truth. Brahman is his transcendental bodily effulgence and Paramatma is his partial representation. As such, Brahman or Paramatma realization of the absolute truth is but a partial realization. There are four different types of human beings: the karmis, the jnanis, the yogis, and the devotees. The karmis are materialistic, whereas the other three are transcendental. So Prabhupada is explaining. So among the transcendentalists, okay, so what are the different characteristics? The first class transcendentalists are the devotees who have realized the supreme Brahman. The second class transcendentalists are those who have partially realized the plenary portion of the absolute truth. The third class transcendentalists are those who have barely realized the spiritual focus of the absolute person. As stated in Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic literatures, the Supreme Person is realized by devotional service, which is backed by full knowledge and detachment from material association. We have already discussed the point that devotional service is followed by knowledge and detachment from material association. As Brahman and Paramatma realization or imperfect realizations of the absolute truth, So the means of realizing Brahman and Paramatma, that is, the paths of Jnana and Yoga, are also imperfect means of realizing the absolute truth. Devotional service, which is based on the foreground of full knowledge combined with detachment from material association, which is fixed by the oral reception of the Vedanta Shruti, is the only perfect method by which the seriously inquisitive student can realize the absolute truth. Devotional service is not therefore meant for the less intelligent class of transcendentalists. So now, among the devotees, so Prabhupada explained in three categories. So there are three classes of devotees, namely first, second, and third class. The third class devotees are the neophytes who have no knowledge and are detached from material association, but who are simply attracted by the preliminary process of worshipping the deity in the temple are called material devotees. The material devotees are more attached to material benefit than transcendental profit. Therefore, one has to make definite progress from the position of material devotional service to the second class devotional position. In the second class position, the devotee can see four principles in the devotional line, namely the personality of Godhead, his devotees, the ignorant, and the envious. One has to raise himself at least to the stage of a second class devotee and thus become eligible to know the absolute truth. A third class devotee, therefore, has to receive the instructions of devotional service from the authoritative sources of Bhagavata. The number one Bhagavata is the established personality of devotee. And the other Bhagavatam is a message of Godhead. The third class devotee, therefore, has to go to the personality of devotee in order to learn the instructions of devotional service. Such a personality of devotee, he is not a professional man who earns his livelihood by the business of Bhagavatam. Such a devotee must be a representative of Sukadeva Goswami, like Sutta Goswami, and must preach the cult of devotional service for the all-around benefit of all people. A neophyte devotee has very little taste for hearing from the authorities. Such a neophyte devotee makes a show of hearing from the professional man to satisfy his senses. This sort of hearing and chanting has spoiled the whole thing. So, one should be very careful about the faulty process. The holy messages of Godhead, as inculcated in the Bhagavad Gita or in the Srimad Bhagavatam, are undoubtedly transcendental subjects, but even though they are so, such transcendental matters are not to be received from the professional man who spoils them as a serpent spoils milk simply by the touch of his tongue. A sincere devotee must therefore be prepared to hear the Vedic literature like the Upanishads, Vedanta, and other literatures left by the previous authorities or Goswamis for the benefit of his progress. Without hearing such literatures, one cannot make actual progress. And without hearing and following instructions, the show of devotional service becomes worthless and therefore a sort of disturbance in the path of devotional service. Unless, therefore, devotional service is established on the principles of Shruti, Smruti, Purana, or Pancharatra authorities, the make show of devotional service should at once be rejected. An unauthorized devotee should never be recognized as a pure devotee. By assimilation of such messages from the Vedic literatures, one can see the all-pervading localized aspect of the personality of Godhead within his own self constantly. This is called Samadhi. Very, very important sloka. And the purport is very, very heavy. A lot of details. This one sloka. So let us pray to the Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara for their blessings to understand this message of Godhead with Mangalacharan prayers. Please repeat. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगन ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे लोकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरिः ओं तत्सत्। So this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, the first canto, it all started with questions and answers. In the first chapter, the sages of Naimisharanya, headed by Saunakurishi, they asked 6 questions. In this age of Kali, people are short-lived. They are Manda, Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagya, Upadruta, 5 symptoms. Short-lived, lazy in understanding, spiritual life, self-realization. Even if we have books like Bhagavad Gita, there are so many different versions. People are misguided, which is authorized Bhagavad Gita. We don't know. But we are so fortunate, we come in contact with Srila Prabhupada, we are all becoming devotees simply by reading Bhagavad Gita. But still, some unfortunate, they are not making tangible progress. That is Manda Bhagya. Why? Why we are not able to make tangible progress? Because Upadruta, like that weather we have today. So you see, very difficult to come out to do anything spiritually. So this is our position. So Saunakurishi is asking, you please explain the saram, the essence of all scriptures. We want just to understand saram. Just explain what is that everyone should do, the highest welfare. Okay. And that is satisfying the self. Everybody follow? There are so many charitable NGOs, so many, they are doing welfare. But can anyone say they are completely satisfying the self? Is that challenging, right? So here, the Saunakurishi, very intelligent sages, so they are asking this question. There, of course, there are so many. So now in the second chapter, the speaker, the Sutta Goswami, is answering. I'll just take very brief in this connection. To explain, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma Yato Bhakti Radhokshaje Ahetuki Apratihata Eyatma Suprasidati. Atma Suprasidati. So satisfying the self, is possible when one engages in unflinching in the sense here, unmotivated and unconditional devotional service. And that is the paradharma. There may be so many dharmas, but this is the paradharma. Now, you can just understand now what Krishna has spoken in the 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita and concluded with the ultimate guhya tama. Krishna says it's a guhya tama. What is the ultimate instruction? Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshaishyami ma suchaha. So this is the final instruction. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja. That means Krishna is saying, no, Arjuna, you forget all has been spoken so far, all the different dharmas. You just surrender unto me. That is what the final. Bhagavatam is starting from there. So Prabhupada is saying, spiritual life starts with reading Bhagavad Gita ABCD. Okay, I am not this body but spirit soul. That's ABCD. But if you want to understand how to execute, okay, the duties of this soul, duties of the self, the eternal self, the Bhagavatam is teaching that with demonstrations by so many devotees. So here Sutta Goswami is answering that in the summary, just as the contents summarized, right, Bhagavad Gita, second chapter. Here also, the entire process is explained in this second chapter. And he emphasized why this has to be followed. Why not Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, which are four Purusharthas, we all know from our childhood also. If anyone asks, what do you know, goal of life? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. I mean to say, who is having some Vedic background. Okay. But Mahaprabhu has given Prema Pumardo Mahan, the Panchama Purushartha. And the Bhagavatam is explaining this Panchama Purushartha elaborately, with all backed by knowledge, references. Okay. So Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. So Vyasadeva has compiled all the Vedas, has compiled Puranas, Upanishads. After all this explaining, he thought, okay, how could I benefit all these different classes who are not intelligent? For them, he has compiled Mahabharata. But till he was not satisfied. See, here also, the author himself, after writing so much literature, he is not satisfied within himself. Then he also is praying for the mercy of the spiritual master. Narada Muni appeared. When he instructed him, you are not exclusively glorified the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's what is, your heart is becoming dry. So you just compile Srimad Bhagavatam, okay, Amala Purana. So that will actually do the highest welfare for all humanity, which is essence. And in this Srimad Bhagavatam, what is that important thing? Dharma projita kaitavatra. Dharma projita. Okay, the dharma, what is the kaitava dharma? It's projita means Prabhupada is saying, you just take a jadu and sweep, you collect the dust, you throw it away. Bhagavatam is just doing that. Very nice example Prabhupada is doing. Just as you collect the dust, you don't think it is value, right? You just throw it out. So this dharma, artha, kama, moksha is also of no value because it doesn't satisfy the self. So finally, it may like economic development, it may, you derive a lot of material benefits, okay, but it doesn't actually satisfy the self. Okay. Then he is also explaining by definitions what is dharma. Dharmasya hi apavargasya. This dharma is meant for the ultimate liberation. How many of you know this word apavarga? Okay. Apavarga means absence of 5 miseries. Pa-varga. How many of you know this ka-varga, ta-varga, like pa varga. You might have read in your mother tongue 26 vowels of the consonant. Pa, fa, ba, ma. The pa, Prabhupada is explaining why people are actually suffering in this material world. Because this material world is inflicted this pavarga. This pavarga means parishrama or parabhava. Whatever you do, okay, you have to earn, we say, right, hard and labor. This hard and money. Right? Nothing comes easily. Very hard end. But after that, what will happen? Pa, pena. There will be foam comes to our mouth. It will be some hard work. Even Prabhupada is giving example of horse. Horse running. It will have so much foam. That is what happens every moment in our life conditionally. Then banda. So even after you get so much assets, but you are still always implicated in the reactions. How to save, how to invest, right? Our consciousness is always in anxiety. And also bhaya. Maybe you may lose it anytime. Okay. Then, even if you are trying to save for the good in this life, but mrityu comes, mrityu sarvaharaschaham. Krishna says, it will take away everything. So this is a pavarga, and dharma is meant for liberation, that is apavarga. And how to get the liberation? Then he's saying, jivasya tattva jignasa. Tattva means absolute truth. Okay, in the Vedanta Sutra, just as our modern education, it starts with A, B, C, D. The A in the Vedic culture, the A stands for Atato Brahma Jignasa. You got this human form of life, now it's a time to inquire about the absolute truth, the Brahman. Then Sutta Goswami is saying, Jivasya Tattva Jignasa, by inquisitive jignasa, that is what is important. Okay. You have to inquire about the absolute truth. You have to be very inquisitive. Here in this shloka also, Prabhupada, Tat Shraddha Dana, that word Shraddha Dana, Prabhupada is translating as seriously inquisitive, just in connection to that only. Shraddha means faith, but here the context is one has to be seriously inquisitive. Okay. So he explained how to get liberation. You have to make inquiry to the absolute truth. Then in this shloka, the connection is how one can realize absolute truth. That is the shloka here. So let us read the translation once again. Okay, not displayed. Okay, I will read so that we will be in the discussion. Prabhupada translating, the seriously inquisitive student or sage, well equipped with knowledge and detachment. Okay, he must be inquisitive, but what is that? Backed up with knowledge and detachment. Jnana vairagya yuktaya. Realizes that absolute truth by rendering devotional service in terms of what he has heard from the Vedanta Sutra. So what is important mentioned here is one must be inquisitive. If you want to realize the absolute truth, one must be inquisitive. Srila Prabhupada explained this shloka in Los Angeles, 1974, very nicely is establishing. People, when we go book distribution, they may challenge, can you show me God? Right? We may sometimes get these questions from our at least friends, neighbors, or in the office also, colleagues. Oh, why you are so fanatic chanting Hare Krishna mantra? Do you think there is God? So this shloka is actually answering. That's what Prabhupada is saying. What is that answer here? One must have qualification to see God. And what is the qualification? What is the qualification? No. That's all later. What is the first preliminary qualification? inquisitive. Prabhupada is saying eagerness. You should be eager to see Krishna. Then you can see God. And is just nicely explaining one nice interesting story. There was one Bhagavatam reciter in a village is describing a simple episode. Every day, Mother Yashoda beautifully decorate Krishna with so many valuable ornaments, gold and jewels, all this. And this boy is sent to the forest for tending cows. And in that assembly, there was a thief. The thief, he was just waiting, let all the people come assemble here, the homes will be vacant, I will go and steal. But as soon as he heard this from the Bhagavatam, the reciter, the speaker, he was thinking, oh, this is a good deal. If I go to Vrindavan and steal the ornaments from Krishna, I can make lifetime settlement. Right? It's a good deal, right? So, what is this qualification here? The eagerness. He was very eager to meet Krishna so that he can achieve his lifetime settlement. So he went it's not okay, it's just like, not next village, just he jumped to Vrindavan. He was traveling, always thinking, where I will meet Krishna. Right? So in this way, I was roaming in the forest of Vrindavan, and suddenly Krishna appeared on the scene. And he thought, oh, very nice, beautiful boy. As soon as he was in the association of Krishna, his heart is purified. Krishna is pavitram. Okay. Then he was saying, oh Krishna, you are so beautiful. You have nicely decorated ornaments. Then he was trying to flatter Krishna so that he can achieve his goal. Somehow he can steal without his notice. And he's saying, Krishna, can you give me some nice, we have so many ornaments. Why don't you give some? And Krishna says, no, I cannot give. My mother will be angry with me. So Krishna is just playing as a child. Okay. But he was very eager, appreciating the beauty of Krishna. Prabhupada is saying, then at one point in time, okay, Krishna said, okay, take. But Prabhupada is saying, just as Dhruva Maharaj, he was also very eager to meet Lord Vishnu to get a kingdom bigger than his great-grandfather. But as soon as he got a darshan of the Lord, what he said? Swamin Krutardosmin Varam Nayache. Oh Lord, I don't want anything else in life. This is what completely satisfies himself. So as soon as one begins that eagerness in life to see Krishna, Shubhada, that is a starting of auspiciousness in life. So how this eagerness comes? Okay. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami, he is giving this. There is one important shloka, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati. Prabhupada is saying, this is what actually translation of Krishna consciousness. International Society for Krishna Consciousness, the key word Krishna Consciousness is derived from the Sanskrit shloka, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati. Okay. And in that shloka, Rupa Goswami is saying, Tatra laulyam mulyam ekalam. You want to get this bhakti, okay, or to see Krishna, what is the one price? Laulyam, the greediness. And this greediness, how do we get? Rupa Goswami is saying, Na janma koti sukrutair labhyate. So janma koti sukriti, that means life after life, the person doing pious activities still, nalabhyate, it will not come. It will not come. Are you able to follow? So it's not so easy to get the greediness. If you are so greedy, then at this moment, Prabhupada is saying, right, within one moment, one can achieve perfection in Krishna consciousness. Krishna said, Sarvadharman parityaja. As soon as you do that, immediately all the sinful reactions are vanquished, I will be freed from material contamination and become eligible to go back home back to body. But that moment, it's possible only by greedy. And how that greedy comes? Here it says, Na janma koti sukritin na labhyate. Then what is the secret? So in another shloka in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is explained, Sadhu Sange Krishna Bhakte Shraddha Yadihaya Bhakti Phala Premahaya Samsara Yayakshaya. So what is the keyword here? The Shraddha, the Sadhu Sange Krishna Bhakte Shraddha. By the devotee association, one gets that Krishna Bhakti Shraddha. Shraddha, the same thing explained here. And once you get the Shraddha, what will happen? You execute Bhakti, the Bhakti Phala, Premahaya. You will get the love of Godhead by executing Bhakti. And as soon as you develop the love of Godhead, what will happen? Samsara Yakshaya. You stop the cycle of birth and death. It's a very simple formulas are given. We always have fruity mentality right from our childhood. That's how we have been born and brought up. Is it not? If I have to do something, some investment in time or work, something, I want to see what is that Phalasruti, right? We say, reading any Ramayana or anywhere you see, Mahabharata, Bhagavat, Phalasruti will be there. When you read this, then you will get these sorts of benefits, Phalasruti. So here also, what is explained? By the devotee association, you get Shraddha. By the Shraddha, you execute Bhakti. From Bhakti, Phala, you get love of Godhead. As soon as you get the love of Godhead, you will stop the cycle of birth and death. Okay, so this is a very, very important. So Krishna is also explaining in this connection to shloka, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha. Again, if you want to understand Krishna as he is not superficial understanding, Prabhupada famous quote, everyone says, I know God is great. But do you know how great God is, how great Krishna is? That is what the actual meaning of knowing Krishna in truth, tattvataha. That's where janma karma chame divyam evam yo vitti tattvataha taktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So when you understand Krishna's appearance, birth, and his activities, they are not ordinary, they are divyam. Okay, then you actually understand tattvataha. Otherwise, this is not possible. Okay. So the same thing explained. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatamapi siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tattvataha. It's so rare. It is not. It's Mahatma, so rare. Sa Mahatma su durlabha. It's so rare. But that rarest thing, okay, that rarest thing is easily available in this age of Kali by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in that Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati, it says that you just pay small price, the eagerness, the same thing, seriously inquisitive, you will get that. Priceless bhakti, which is completely satisfying the self. Completely satisfying the self. So how can you say, so the Goswami is saying, is there any other reference by Krishna himself or any of incarnations? He is saying, in the third chapter, third canto, Kapila is saying, Satam prasannam mama virya samvido bhavanti prit karna rasayana kata. So here, this eagerness, it is not that we have to make endeavor to get the eagerness also. Again, see, very easy. Eagerness is very easy, but to get the eagerness also, the process also is made easy. I heard from Chowpatty devotees who are from Mumbai, if you want to board the train, it's very difficult actually to board the local trains. But there is very small trick. You just stand in the right position, somebody will come and push you, you will just board the train. This is very apt analogy in the current context also. You have to be in the right position. What is the right position? What is the right question? Come to ISKCON Bhakti Center, Sarjapur Center, and we have a morning program. Every month we have special programs, right? Just in the devotee association, what will happen? What will happen in the devotee association? Satam is devotees. Prasangam, they will be discussing. Mama Virya Samvido, just as we want to go to some entertainment, some hero, heroine, the adventurous pastimes, here also, Mama Virya Samvido, what Kapildev is saying. Then once you listen, what will happen? Bhavanti Hrit Karna Rasayana Katha. And this nectarian pastimes, it will make your heart bound, leap, bound, ecstatic. Bhavanti Hrit and yours, ears also, Karna, filled with rasa. Okay, ambrosial nectar, this rasa will be filled up. As soon as that is filled up, what would happen? Tad Joshanad Asu Apavarga Vartmani. Immediately, Asu, you will be placed in the path of Apavarga. We discussed, right? Same. Apavarga Vartmani. Immediately, your liberation starts. That means whoever coming here, attending every week, like Gita course, we have Bhagavatam classes, we have Kirtana Mela, we have morning programs, so many. Your mentor always giving you time, guidance all the time. This push is there, that push is there, right? And once you come into the devotee association, your liberation started. Apavarga Vatmani, Tad Joshana Rasu Apavarga Vatmani. Then Kapildev is saying, Shraddha, Ratir, Bhaktir, Anukramishyati, automatically follows. Shraddha comes, Rati means attachment, the taste comes, Bhakti comes automatically. Now tell me, is it so difficult to become a lover of Krishna? Is it difficult to see God? So that's where Prabhupada is saying, this process is so sublime, at the same time, is very, very difficult. Just as walking on the razor's sharp edge. You have a razor, you see, very sharp edge. So walking on the razor's sharp edge. But it's sublime, it's very easy. What makes the process easy is one has to really be convinced. That is the challenge. That is a challenge. The child is not studying. The teacher gives a lot of things here and there. Okay, you study, otherwise I'll punish you. The child is not convinced. But the teacher says, if you study, I'll give you this chocolate, immediately the child is attracted. Right? All the Vedic literatures, they're giving like the flowery words of the language. To just make everyone to follow this process. Okay, a dharma. But that is not actually attracting in the age of Kali. Okay, so Prabhupada is explaining, all these Westerners, they are having so many facilities, or hippies that time, so many facilities for enjoyment. They are having keep yourself high. There's one important slogan. You have LSD margin or something. You completely be oblivious to the surroundings and you keep yourself high, all this. And Prabhupada made the opposite. Chant and be happy. Okay, you will always keep high, you will never come down. It's a for free. You see? When Prabhupada went, was striking, okay, their entire philosophy of becoming satisfied. So, in a Markine Bhagavata Dharma, so Prabhupada actually explained what is there is a success formula, will be there, success formula for every enterprise. For ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati. The success formula is explained in the Markine Bhagavata Dharma. There's so shlokas in this chapter only. That begins actually, come into devotee association, you develop that affinity. And when you keep hearing about the glories of the Lord, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, then all the anarthas, what will happen? That will vanquish. So, in this process, what is happening in this sloka. So the Goswami is saying, as soon as you develop the eagerness, automatically you'll get jnana and vairagya. Are you able to follow? Jnana and vairagya. So what is the jnana? What is the jnana? So there are two important slokas quoted by Srila Prabhupada. People, they are all searching for the ultimate thing. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan. That jnanavan, who is really jnanavan, what is doing? Vasudeva sarvamiti samatma sudurlabha. He is prapadyate, he is surrendering to Krishna, jnanavan non prapadyate, saying Vasudeva sarvamiti, oh Lord, you are everything. And that is a jnana. The same thing, end of that we discuss sarvadharma parityajya, that is actually jnana. That means he is convinced that I am not this body, aham brahmasmi. And beyond that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, Jivera Swarupa hai Krishnera Nityadasa. So we are eternal servant of Krishna. That is a convinced. Okay. Because in this age of Kali, the flowery language of the Vedas, okay, that is not appealing. Advaita Acharya is the Lord Mahavishnu and Lord Shiva Sadashivaya, but he couldn't attract all the people in the age of Kali. And he praying, oh Lord, you should descend and you should inaugurate this. Okay, that open the treasure of love of Godhead. Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. So only then these people, Kali, okay, they will be attracted. He's saying, I'm powerless to do on my own. I'm powerless. So Mahaprabhu, after hearing his prayer, he descended. He gave his benediction. Yes, on your request, on your word, I will make everyone dance in ecstasy. Everyone is feeling right? As soon as the first Gita session we come, or we can say maybe Janmashtami, maybe the beginning, you are getting pamphlet and you are coming here, and devotees are doing dancing kirtan, immediately your heart is leap bounds in ecstasy. And you chant along with them, you also dance along with them, devotees. And that's the first symptom now of our ecstasy. That is attraction. Otherwise, why wouldn't come to hear Bhagavad Gita, which is very difficult to understand? Very difficult to understand. That too, after crossing 30s, 40s, with so many health challenges, with so many work pressures, it's not so easy. But we are attracted. So, Prabhupada has given the three things. What is attractive? Attractive features of the devotee association. The devotee association, Krishna Kirtana, Krishna Katha, Krishna Prasad. At least Krishna Prasad is also attractive. Even a person comes and takes Krishna Prasad, which is attracting to him, and that is purifying. And gradually, by tasting Krishna Prasad, okay, because it explained, Ata Sri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grahyam indriyaye. We cannot understand by the senses, by the current eyes. Okay, so Prabhupada is giving an analogy. How we cannot understand? So just as their hand is there, you want to feel where warmth or cold with the bare hand only. Let's say you have very thick gloves. You wear the thick gloves. You touch it. Can you feel it is cold or warm? You cannot. In the same way, our original self is covered by this gross and subtle body. It is like a covering. We cannot see Krishna with these blunt material senses. But sevan mukhehi jihvado. Jihva means the tongue. So when you do seva with the tongue, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So chanting Hare Krishna mantra, vibrating, that is one of the tongue's demand. We chant Hare Krishna mantra, another demand tongue is to taste delicious prasad. Just with these two, one can see Krishna. So simple. But again comes to, one has to be eager. One has to be eager. So So that eagerness naturally brings in the jnana. Okay. And what is the jnana here? We feel our own ecstasy. That is a jnana. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Pratyaksha avagamam dharmyam. This dharma, whatever we are speaking, Sankirtan Yajna, this is not something giving some hope. You invest now, after maturity only you will get that benefit. No. Today you invest, at this moment you will be getting instant rewards. Pratyaksha avagamam dharmyam sushakam kartum avyayam. So this very joyfully one can do chanting Hare Krishna mantra, dancing, feasting Krishna Prasadam. Is there any challenge here? So as soon as one begins to this process, what would happen? What would happen? So now after having full prasad here, you go back, maybe some meeting someone's friend or someone, they say, oh, let us go on restaurant and have. What do you say? No, I will eat it up to here. No, I don't have any space. I'm not interested. Why? Because you're completely satisfied with Krishna Prasadam. You don't like to, even the very, maybe you're fond of certain, some dishes, even though that is served, you don't like to enjoy. And this is what is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada has designed this, the morning program, Mangala Arti, Narsimha Arti, Tulasi Arti, Japa session, Darshana Arti, Bhagavatam class. If you just take to this morning program every day, at least once in a week with the devotees, you will really find this process is sublime and very easy. But only thing is that Maya is always next to door. It is Maya is dragging us away. Maya is dragging us away. Tantalizing us with some, bewildering us. Oh, why you are doing this? You come here. I have better returns here. And as soon as we keep hearing the Maya, again, the Krishna Katha, it will come down, the memory. Okay. So, Jayate Vishyan Pumsa, finally, what is the last line? Murtir Labda, finally. Last line. Buddhinasha Prameshwati. The Buddhi that is lost. So, Krishna is asking Arjuna, after explaining all Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge, entire knowledge, Arjuna, is your illusion dispelled? Do you still think any doubts? Nashtam moha smritir labdva. I regain my memory. My illusion is gone. Tvat prasadad maya chita. Stitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. So Paramatma is always in our heart, is inspiring. No, this is not correct. Now it is Sunday morning 10:30. We should be there in the PK Sports or Sarjapur Center. I'm used to that. I should be there in ISKCON Bhakti Center. And as soon as you come here, somehow or other, ena kena prakarena, mana Krishna nishevaya. Somehow or other, you drag yourself, come and in the Bhakti Center with the Devotee Association. Okay, then that's what Karishya Vachanam Tava. We are following the dictation of Krishna, not Maya. And that is what keeps us always in the Jnana. Everybody follow? So Krishna is saying, Buddhi Yogam Dadamitam. I am giving Buddhi. But the Krishna's voice is very, very feeble when you have prioritizing something material. Right? Sometimes we want to do something nonsense, we know. Let's say we want to get up for Mangala Arti. That previous day, some office, some mail has come, escalation, something. Our mind says, no, we can do tomorrow. Let us go early bed and attend Mangala Arti. But the Maya says, no, if you give up this, attending this task, you may lose your job. This is what Maya says, right? Your boss will be disappointed. But Krishna is saying, I am also not happy with you if you go ahead with this material plans. But the voice is very, very feeble because we are not attentive, we are not eager, because we don't have the devote association that moment in time. So at least once in a week we come, we have to recharge ourselves with the devote association. That power recharge will hold us to hear Krishna's voice. So that's why I've been encouraging many leaders. There are many leaders are all doing. Okay, every day Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam reading sessions. How many of you are joining? Just I wanted to see. How many of you are joining reading sessions? Evening 9 o'clock, 9:30 something. Okay, I request everyone to make some proposal, mold our life in such a way that we'll never forget Krishna. Okay, this is a thumb rule. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Then we'll be in the safe condition. As soon as we give some space, immediately Maya enters. The Maya drags us into the material force. Okay, I hope this is very, very clear. Okay, so now let us understand further what are the another benefits we get by this eagerness. As soon as you come to a temple, the gnana, what is the gnana? Krishna is giving this. It's not that okay, by your efforts. Okay, it's not by your efforts. Our only effort is, I want to listen to Krishna. Karishye vachanam tava. That's only our adhikara. Are you able to follow? My adhikara is, I will follow Krishna's dictation. That's it. That's our only adhikara. And what Krishna is doing, he is giving the ecstasy. As soon as you enter the temple, you see the deities, you will not think these are ordinary, some paintings. You see, it's Krishna himself. And you will understand, my duty is to serve Krishna. That's a deity worship. The devotees or acharyas have shown how to worship the deity with so many paraphernalia. Understanding that Krishna is the actual enjoyer. I am enjoyed by Krishna. As soon as I come in the contact of Krishna, I also enjoy as much as Krishna. Is it right? How do you say this? What is the one example? What is an example? You will enjoy as much as Krishna. He prepares Chapan Bhog, okay, Janmashtami or some celebrations, right? You offer to the Lord. After closing the altar, do you see everything vanished? Krishna has taken everything, just as in the Govardhan Leela Pastor. Krishna has taken everything, Govardhan, Giriraj Govardhan ki jai. Has again refilled everything back. That's what mercy of Krishna. So, what Krishna enjoyed, you will have better enjoyment than Krishna, because that is that prasad, Mahaprasad, tasted by Krishna's lips. Okay. So, in this way, a devotee is convinced that this Krishna consciousness process is so blissful. Sushukam kartum avjayam. Okay. So this is a one jnana. Okay. And what else you will find? As soon as you chant Hare Krishna mantra, in the beginning you may have heard, oh, some nice music, some nice melody is going on. That was your attraction. You are eager because the devotee association is dragging, right? But after this, the jnana comes. What is the jnana? Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Nityamukto Purna Suddho Abhignatvat Namanamino. Abhignatvat Namanamino. This holy name and Krishna is non-different. So it is explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu, he was taking initiation from his spiritual master Ishwarapuri. Okay. And that was a change. Okay, you know, when he came back from Gaya, Mahaprabhu is completely transformed. Where earlier he was exhibiting a scholarly mood, but now he's completely transformed into devotee. And wherever he go, he's just raising his hands and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the only thing Mahaprabhu is doing. He is a sannyasi. And sannyasis are meant to read Vedanta. And this is a general practice. And once Mahaprabhu came to Banaras. So Banaras, by the way, it's a hub. It's like a hub. Like just as our Bangalore is a hub for IT, like Banaras, Varanasi is a hub for all these Vedantists. And in that assembly, the head, Prakashananda Saraswati, he just heard, oh, there is one young, very beautiful sannyasi has come. He is very nicely singing, dancing. And Prakashananda said, no, I think this bogus sentimentalist, don't speak about him. And in that assembly, there was one devotee of Mahaprabhu. He was little upset. So he made arrangement, okay, that meeting Prakashananda Saraswati with Mahaprabhu. And all these Vedantists, just by the darshan of the Lord, they became so attracted by the beauty of the Lord. Suvarna Varna Hemango Varangascha Chandananga. It has been explained. Okay. And they were really dumbstruck seeing the beauty, the effulgence of Mahaprabhu. They were humbled, but they inquired, oh, Sri Chaitanya, you are a sannyasi, young sannyasi, you should read Vedanta. Why you are dancing like a madman? And Mahaprabhu, he said, my spiritual master, he told me, you don't read Vedanta. Why? He considered me, I'm a fool number one. And he simply said, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalau nasteva gatir anyata. You just chant this simple Hare Krishna mantra. And Mahaprabhu said, I just accepted this one order. I just followed my spiritual master's order. Very soon, I am finding so much ecstasy, I am not able to contain myself, crying, my Ashtasatvika Vikara. The hair standing on end, horripilation, shivering, okay. As if I am haunted by a ghost, something. I am worried, people are calling me, you are like a madman, something you are, the diseased condition. He came to I went to my spiritual master asking him, oh my dear Gosai, what mantra you have given me? And I'm feeling all these different diseases symptoms. And what is symptoms? Ecstatic chanting, dancing. I don't consider who are all there around. And Ishwarapuri said, you are so fortunate, you are blessed. I am also blessed having you as my disciple. Now, whatever you are feeling that great bliss, you distribute everywhere. And that's order given. And that's why I'm just following the order of my spiritual master. So this is a Jnana comes. Because he met Ishwarapuri, the Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kaya Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi. This is what happens. Like naturally flows, everything comes with the devotee association. Okay, so he developed, right? Naturally, devotees means naturally they develop with ecstasy. They see it is not the ordinary sound, ordinary name Krishna, Rama. They are transcendental Shabda Brahma. Okay, Golokera Prema Dana Harinama Sankirtana Ratirna Janmilo Tenetar Samsara Vishanale Dibanishi Hiyajwale Vuraite Na Koin Upay. Narottam Das Thakur is taking the position of the ordinary, like we have a conditioned soul or busy workers. They are all busy workers. He is saying, Golokera Premadana, Harinama Sankirtana, and Mahaprabhu has descended along with this Sankirtana Yajna, but unfortunate thing is, I don't have a taste. Why? Why don't you have a taste? Samsara Bishanale. Whatever the poison of this material existence, I'm drinking that. Dibani Shihya Jwale. And it is tormenting day and night, torturing me from within my heart. Juraiti na koi upay. I don't see any resolution. And same thing, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is also praying. He is giving the root cause. Why this is so? Jada Vidya Jata Mayara Vaibhava Tomare Bhajane Bhada. This Jada Vidya, whatever is there, the Jnana, whatever we are discussing, this is very simple, we can get it. Just as Prabhupada is giving an example. There was one music teacher, he got two clients. Both are there sitting. The teacher asked first child, do you know music? No, I don't know. Then he said 1,000 rupees per month. And the second client, the child, he asked, do you know music? Yeah, I learned something from my grandparents here and there. 2,000 per month. Then the parents asked, why? He doesn't know anything, you are charging 1,000 rupees, but my child, he knows. Why you are charging 2,000 extra? Why? Then the music teacher said, first I need to unlearn all those things. Whatever he has learned wrongly, so I should erase. Then I should teach him the perfect things. So this is what is problem. So our situation is, why we are finding difficulty is, this Jada Vidya, Jata Maya Vaibhava, this Maya Shakti expanding in all our spheres of our life. Okay, as soon as Monday, tomorrow, our anxiety starts. I have to go office, I have to do this, what, that, what, this project, that escalation, so many things always. Why we are doing all this? I want money, otherwise how would I live? How would I eat? So here Srila Prabhupada is explaining very wonderful point. What is the jnana here? As soon as the baby in the womb of a mother, the baby is getting food. His mother is supplying. Just as a spoon feeding mothers, right? Does the mother thinks, oh, my baby is already there, kicking, sometimes she can feel, why now it's lunchtime, I should feed. His mother is doing anything? No. So as soon as the baby is delivered, the mother wants to give a nice rasgulla, gulab jamun, or I want to celebrate with my child. Is it possible? The child cannot have any other food than breast milk. And Krishna has arranged very miraculous food. If Krishna has arranged in the beginning, why not now? Why not later? The food is already there, but only thing is that Jara Vidya Jata Maya Ravai. Maya, what is doing? I have to take care of myself. This is our problem. This is our problem. But for food, okay, we don't need to bother about it. When you come to any ISKCON center, we have FFL kitchen, food for life. Everywhere prasadam is distributed. The devotees are so merciful. Prabhupada is saying, Krishna is not poor. Krishna is so rich. Same way, his devotees are also so rich. Okay, we can supply as many souls, no, prasadam, as many souls. There is no dearth of or no food, shelter, clothing, everything. Everything is there, but we are not ready. Why? Anardhas. How can I just wear dhoti kurta? How can I just take chanting japamala? How can I be just doing some grooming, or washing vessels, kirtan like that? I want to do something big things. This is our Maya Vaibhava. Maya is saying, you have so expertise in so many things. You are, what was that? Our kids also says, right? I'm underutilized. I'm not, exhibiting my talent. Why? I want to attract. I want to become enjoyer. I want to become the master. Right? I want to take the position of Krishna. That is the problem. So as soon as We surrender to Krishna. Oh Krishna, you are all glories to Srila Prabhupada will say, all glories to Krishna. Uttama shloka. As soon as you start glorifying Krishna, giving credit to Krishna, and we don't have anything, okay, the anxiety prone, anything. They're very peaceful. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Na sochati na kankshati. That's a jnana comes. Brahma Bhuta is a jnana. And we become Prasannatma immediately. Then na sochati na kankshati. No more lamentation, no more hankering in life. If you don't like to do this bhakti in a devote association, what will happen? Sochati kankshati. I want this. Now 2 BHK, 3 BHK, now villa. Right? People are all moving. I'm seeing my community. Almost 20-30%. They're all thinking next level. What is that? Now we are already in 3 BHK enjoyed. We want villa. They're moving all to Sarjapur only. Okay. So we are here requesting all the leaders to capture them and bring it to Gita course. Okay. There are many ITs coming, right? So they're saying this is the quote. Some what is it? They say peripheral road, something like this. Okay. So this is what is attracting. The Maya is always attracting, and billboards you see. Come here, we have a nice villa, we have so much greenery, we have this, that. Lord has arranged everything, and they are saying artificially some arrangement, and we are attracted. I should make so much effort, hard and money, invest, then only I can get some, what is that, very pure oxygen. That Lord has provided everything, but we are thinking, I need to take care of myself, even for oxygen. In future, that's what happens. At home, already there in Delhi, I heard this. People are taking care of themselves. Okay, I need to have pure oxygen. Just as we are taking care of pure water, distilled mineral water now. The Lord has supplied everything, but still we are thinking, I need water. If I don't have, how can I drink also? That's what we say, no, right? Earlier, people are so rich, they used to throw butter, ghee, all those things on the streets to just invoke auspiciousness, welcoming the great kings, Rajarshis. And Lord Rama Krishna entered the capital cities. This is what that is a real opulence. Now we are using all chemical butter, chemical ghee, chemical milk, chemical everything. But we are thinking when we can have the organic ingredients. That's what we are thinking now. But actually, this is a Maya. So another point Maya what is doing, Moha Janamiya Anitya Samsare Jive ke Koroye Gada. So in this way, Gada means ass, donkey. So in this way, Maya is bewildering us in this flickering happiness and making us to act like a donkeys, asses. So this is a problem. So once you get this knowledge, okay, that you have to finally depend on Krishna, surrender to Krishna, work under the protection of Krishna. Mayi sanyasya matpara, Krishna is saying, you work, oh Arjuna, you work. Yetu sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya matpara. So then in that way, okay, I will take care. Teshamaham samuddartam mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami na chirat parda maya veshita chetasam. Immediately I will come and just as the person is drowning, you will just pick him up, right? Immediately he was in so much trouble, okay, because he has to swim, right, to keep himself floating in water. But as soon as Krishna comes on the back of Garuda, right, and picks up the conditioned soul, immediately he feels completely blissful, happy. So this is what Krishna is promising. That is what is Vairagya. So better not to take care of ourselves by our own puny endeavors, by our own puny intelligence, but give the chance to, first to our mentors, the devotees, so they will give us a right guidance. Okay, we have a very nice program, and just you enroll yourself in the program, automatically all the auspicious things follows in your life. Anukramishyati. So in this way, the Prabhupada is explaining one important caution. There is one caution is there. Just as any benefits you have, terms and conditions at the bottom will be there, right? One terms and conditions I want to highlight in this shloka is, people say, I have been to this, that, hearing about Krishna, hearing about that Bhagavata, this Bhagavata, so many nice katha, but I never become a devotee. I am not developing any taste. What good is there in this? There is also something from same way. Okay, right? In Janmashtami, there may be other programs somewhere happening. Why I should come here only ISKCON? So Prabhupada is saying, very important, okay, just as the milk is so delicious, nutritious, but if it is touched by the serpent, Avaishnava Mukhodgirna Putam Harikatamritam. Okay. Shravanam na kartavyam sarpo sishta yatapaya. Sarpa means snake. Just as snake touches the milk, immediately it is spoiled. Okay, we cannot get anything benefit out of that. Rather, you'll be killed. That's why Avaishnava Mukhodgirna. One should not listen to this Krishna Katha from any professional or for a materialist who are only thinking of some material benefits. Okay, rather we should come to Srila Prabhupada, who is a, okay, recently I was reading, he is a jet age modern Acharya, Parivrajaka Acharya. Okay, Srila Prabhupada is spreading his bhakti in all continents. You can see how ISKCON is spread everywhere by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Phalena Parichayate. So that conviction we should hold. We should never ever leave the association of devotees or ISKCON. So rather we keep ourselves in any difficulty with the devotee association, then gradually, okay. So sa yo jiveta mukti pade sa dayama. If you live just like that, with the devotee association, just as after our father departure, right, passed away, you will inherit all the ancestral property automatically. Just as in the Bhagavatam also is explained, you will become eligible to go back to body. Just be on the train. Don't get down. Don't get down. Okay, just be on the train. That's it. Okay. Hare Krishna. So we'll just conclude here. I'll take 10 minutes. So is it 5 minutes time? So any 1 or 2 questions? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So you might have heard Mataji. Anything else, Mataji? Oh, they said okay. So here there is a very practical, scientific one reason also is there. Very easy to understand. Somebody is making very delicious food. You go to hotel, something delicious. So as soon as you take that food, okay, one gets different types of consciousness. You can easily feel. Those who are really practicing, they can experience that. That's why, in ISKCON, the recommendation is, whenever you go to any, okay, different places, right, you just try to, have, understanding that who are actually preparing that. I hope you understand this. There was a nice moral story also. It's a fact. One sannyasi with his lot of disciples, he came to a village. They're all hungry, and he asked the village folks, "Can we get some shelter and food for this day?" And they all guided. Okay, there's one Jamindar, the village head. So he's very charitable. You can go to him; he will provide everything. And that person is actually a thief. Okay. So without others notice, he steal somewhere in the path, okay, from the pilgrims, but he was disguised as a village head. So this person actually gave his all this cooked everything, and the sannyasi and everyone has eaten. While they are leaving, they actually stolen certain things in the home. And after 2-3 hours, the food is digested, and that one devotee is sensing, oh, I carried something from that village head home. How did I did this sinful activity, stealing someone's wealth? Are you able to follow, Mataji? So food is delicious, but what is the consciousness of the cook is also added to that. That is what is poison. The milk is so nutritious, but somebody additionally you add some poison, it will have poisonous effect. So this is scientifically proven, even for preparing our prasad, right? So why not you can extend understanding this? The Bhagavatam, the same thing, we are speaking, glorifying Krishna, but the consciousness of the person is also added to the, the vibration. And when you hear that sound, okay, rather, okay, get the effects of Bhagavatam, the clouded portion, that poisonous effects only when we get that. Understood, Mataji? No, what I'm saying, the Bhagavatam is perfect. Bhagavad Gita is perfect. But the person who is delivering that message, his consciousness also is important. Okay, that person is a kamya karma. Okay, that is doing like for a profession. That's what we are saying. But it is not discriminating. Let's say someone, okay, is a neophyte, whether he is a senior Vaishnava or no, because everyone is on the platform of pure devotional service following acharyas. Then it's okay. But you cannot take that example to ordinary, okay, a materialistic personalities who are just in the name of business only doing this. That is what is poisonous effects. Okay, so Prabhupada is also clarifying there are so many editions of Bhagavad Gita before I came to West, but none of the Westerners they became devotees. But this copy of Bhagavad Gita as it is, as soon as one reads one sloka also they becoming devotees. Why? That's the purity of the parampara. That's where just like the electric wire is there. Okay, you keep the bulb will not glow. We need power, right? That power is the actual effect. And the professional reciters, they are not capable to have that power because they are not connected to powerhouse. Understood, Mataji? Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the problem. Correct. One last question. Yes, problem.
I have this question from the Gokulesa. You say that Brahman and Paramatma realization are imperfect. So what I understand is not imperfect, it's incomplete.
Both are same, Prabhu.
Imperfect is something which is lost. Incomplete is something which is
both are like synonymical here. So when you say imperfect, so you just Prabhupada is explaining, right? It's a vision only. Just as from a far away, you see a mountain, very hazy, some cloudy, something. Okay, somebody say it's a cloud. That's also correct, but it's imperfect. That's actually not the truth. You go nearby, you see some qualities, greenery, something. That is also not perfect. But there are some personalities are there, like birds are there, some living entities are there, some houses are there. So that is actual understanding. Okay, so Bhagavan realization you are saying is a complete, and also is a perfect. But any other realizations, it's imperfect because that will not give the actual result of finally what is that Atma Prasidati. Understood, Prabhu? Otherwise, somebody going to Brahman, what will happen? Aruhya Krutshena Param Padam Tato Anadrita Ishmatanga. Patantyado Anadrita Ishmatanga. They fall down because they are not completely satisfied, even after going to Brahman. Understood, Prabhu? So the process is perfect. That means what is litmus test? Whether I am completely satisfied. No more hankering. Understood, Prabhu? That is imperfectness. Hare Krishna. So Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki